So I'm going to be working with this planked tree. It is 24 by 14 inches wide, and we picked this up at a company that is no longer in business. We will have a kit available, but there is a limited supply. And we're going to be working with our Christmas projects by Roy Cycled, and we're going to be focusing in on the angel that is holding the tree. There are a lot of other images in this tissue paper, and if you choose to get the kit, you will get the entire sheet provided to you. And we're going to start by decoupaging, and I like to do this in sections. I'm using my 1 hour enamel. I'm using a Gen foam brush, and the wood is going to be a little dry. So I did pass over a few times with the 1 hour enamel just to make sure I had plenty. You're going to use your saran wrap and a brayer. The brayer just ensures that you made contact with your tissue paper to your project, and it also does eliminate some wrinkles. You don't want to spend a lot of time doing this. You want to put your 1 hour enamel on. You want to lay down your paper. I'm taking the opportunity to hit the edges and stuff with the 1 hour enamel to seal the wood. And when you lay down your saran wrap, I get it right at the dollar store. I don't get any special wrap. And you are using your brayer. We do have brayers available on our webpage. You don't want to spend so much time. As the paper dries, it will take out additional wrinkles. And now I'm going to go in and do my top coat of the 1 hour enamel. Now at this point you can go and add in your pieces that are missing. I decided to wait till my tree was dry just so that I didn't get any 1 hour enamel on this excess paper. And then I'm cutting the excess paper out as neatly as I can and as close to the edge as I can, because you're going to be using some of these additional pieces to fill in. So at this time, I'm going to go and I'm going to fill in the top and the two edges to the left and to the right. Again, a little 1 hour enamel. I'm going to place my piece in. I'm going to top it with 1 hour enamel. And because of the small in nature, I'm not going to need the brayer. I took the saran wrap and just used my finger just to make sure that all piece parts were attached. Once everything's dry, I took a razor blade, and this is completely optional. You do not have to do this unless you want your planks to kind of be a little bit more stand out that this is a planked tree, or you could just leave it the way it was. I decided to go through with a razor blade and slice out the sections of the planks. And then I'm going to hit it again with the 1 hour enamel clear, because you're going to have some frayed edges, and this will just lay everything down. Now that everything's dry, I'm going to take my sandpaper and I'm going to go around the edges. You want to make sure you're not hitting any part of the image. Just going to go right on that edge, and it'll kind of start, it'll give you a nice clean cut right to the edge of your project. And just take your time and go through the entire project to get all this excess paper off. I couldn't even see where I patched at the top or on the sides. You almost couldn't even tell. So then I took a little bit of chocolate in a bowl and I added a little water and mixed it. I wanted it to be well mixed. And I wet my brush. Now remember, you have that barrier. That's important. And I'm applying my chocolate by Wise Owl. It will come in your kit, um, almost like a stain. And I have a baby wipe right behind me wiping it off. Now this is also optional. I just really wanted that old world look, almost that really deep tea stained aging. And you can rub off as much or as little as you want, depending on how aged you want it to look. At this time, I went through with that same chocolate and went around the edges. I made my staining a little deeper around the edges, and then I took the opportunity to paint the stem or the trunk of the tree. And then I allowed all that to dry, and I painted the trunk with the 1 hour enamel clear. Now this little tag is in another portion of the tissue that I cut out, and it says Season's Greetings. And I'm going to apologize because my video cut off, but I just decoupaged this little tag to the bottom right corner of my tree in the same fashion as I decoupaged everything else. The tag could have been placed on earlier and was an afterthought. And then I took the star that will be available in your kit, and I decoupaged a piece of the leftover tissue onto the star. And at this point it dried, and I'm cutting out the excess paper. And then at that point I'm taking my sandpaper and just cleaning up the edges. I personally picked part of the paper that had some of the red berries. I felt like it made it stand out. And then I took a piece of raffia and glued it to the top of my tree and added the star on top of that. I did not age my star, so it did kind of look a little brighter than the rest of the project. This is optional, and I did not have this in the kit, but you can either use the glitter glue from the dollar store, or this is our metallic Cleopatra. And I'm just doing these little swirly lines around my tag just to emphasize it. You could use red, you could use anything you want, or you could leave it alone. And I just added that little bit of gold. And that's it. And now you have this really cute old world wooden tree. I really hope you enjoyed this video. For other tutorials, go check us out on YouTube. You can now watch all our videos at chalkitupfancy.com. For any paint products, tissue paper transfer, or mesh stencils, chalkitupfancy.com. And remember, we have a kit available. There's a limited supply at chalkitupfancy.com. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.